What is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? Welcome back here today to another video reacting to 5 risky NBA trades that could actually work. This is from Greg Schwartz of Bleacher Report. So yeah, there's also a lot of rumblings like I've been seeing on Twitter, Reddit, that Donovan Mitchell could get traded today. I'm hoping I don't know. We'll see if it happens. People are saying there was like some Jazz local guys that saying it's a done deal. Details are getting figured out. I assume it would be with the Knicks. I don't know if they actually kind of clarified what team it was, but I don't know. I'm gonna believe it when I see it. When we get that Woj bomb, we get that Shams bomb. Checking my phone really quickly because that would have been weird if it happened at this moment. But yeah, we're gonna be reacting to this article from Greg Schwartz. Link to it will be in the description below. So the first one is the Miami Heat take a gamble with Kyrie Irving, and I actually thought that they would be. Sorry, I had to change up my positioning. I guess like the light just kind of shifted where my apartment is, so it became really hard to see me. But yeah, this is much better. But yeah, when the initial kind of reports that Kyrie Irving was going to get traded out of Brooklyn, I thought Miami would have been like a team that would have been at least in the conversation to get him because they had Tower Hero. It's like weird with the sign and trade, They got to figure out. I don't even know if they could do it with Hero. This just has Lowry, Duncan Robinson, and Max Strus. Now, if I'm Brooklyn, I wouldn't even accept this deal unless you had a guaranteed flip for Kyle Lowry, which resulted in assets. Yeah, you still have Kevin Durant. You get Duncan Robinson, who I think is a little bit not underrated because of his contract, but he didn't play well last year, but I think he's still a good player, and I would trade for him. And you get Max Strus, who's a very similar player. I think if I'm also Brooklyn, I would ask for first round pick in this deal, at least one, which I think they could get, and it wouldn't be unreasonable to ask. Now with Kyrie Irving's whole thing going on, he's an expiring deal, maybe Hero would be too much, but if he could get it done with just Lowry, Robinson, and Strus, and you get Sharp and Kyrie, I think you got to pull the trigger on that. That is a fantastic deal for Miami. If Brooklyn, I don't know, do you think you can win a championship with Kyle Lowry, Robinson, and Strus to this Nets team with KD, Seth Curry, Joe Harris? Probably not. So I would think if you had a flip for Kyle Lowry, which I don't know what team would be interested in Kyle Lowry if the season he had last year. So I don't know. You're locking yourself into a long-term salary with Duncan Robinson. Lowry, I believe, has 2 years left on his deal. So if I'm Brooklyn, I think I would just hold out on doing this deal unless you can get first. They're probably not going to offer Hero, but unless like the Lakers get desperate and they offer first-round picks as well. Next up, we have the Lakers give up the future for win now help. Okay, so if you're giving up the future, I would go after Kyrie Irving. Going after, Conley, Beasley, and Bogdanovic. Oof, you got to give up 2 first-round picks for that. That is brutal, man. And if you give up 1 in THT, it's probably enough. So, in my Lakers rebuild out today, there's a similar deal that kind of happens in it, so I won't spoil that. Now, yeah, if I'm the Lakers, I wouldn't do this just because, I don't know, man. Yes, Beasley, Bojan, Conley make you a lot better. You can have a Conley, Lonnie Walker, Beasley, Bogdanovic, LeBron, AD lineup, and that's not bad offensively or defensively. It's not great defensively, but it could amount to something. But I just wouldn't give up your 2027 and 2029 first. I would do it maybe where like the 2027 is top 10 protected, and if it goes to the Lakers that year, they're a bottom 10 team, then it just turns into 2 seconds. I just would not be comfortable giving up 2027 first when LeBron won't be in the league by then. Who knows where AD is? It's not like you're getting a good young player in this deal to build around anyway. Like Conley and Bojan are old. Beasley's probably not that guy you're building around. So this is really risky. I would not do this if I were the Lakers. But if I'm the Jazz, hell yes, you do this trade. You're really low. Like Gobert probably won't be at the player he is by 2027, or at least who knows? He might not even be in the league by then because he's past 30. I think. And then you're getting these 2 first. THT, maybe just give him some run this year. He could be all right. If anything, it's a 2-year deal. It's not that bad. But yeah, I would definitely do this if I were the Jazz. I would hesitate a lot to do this if I were the Lakers, just because you're giving up your 2029 first. Hell no, can't do that. Hawks build elite defense with Ben Simmons. Ooh. I didn't think of this, but I kind of like it. Yeah, honestly, this isn't a bad idea, but I would want to wait till, you see Simmons again and know he's going to play for you in Atlanta, which I think he would. He fits the timeline with Trey and DeJounte. So does John Collins. The Nets, why did I say the Lakers? This actually isn't terrible for the Nets because Collins is pretty good, hurts your defense, but you get Bogdan as well, and then you can kind of make a run this year. Say you have Kyrie and Collins and KD, that's 3 good offensive players. You'd really need to maybe focus on moving Harris, Seth, or Bogdan Bogdanovic for a rim protecting center. I would I don't know what the value is on Bogdan, but if like, and since they traded away Kevin Huerter, I would think about like doing Simmons and like Curry, or Simmons and Joe Harris, or Sharp. I don't know what the Hawks would be interested in for Collins and Capella if they're all in on a Kungwu. Now, I don't know if they would do that specifically, and you would definitely have to throw in like Joe Harris to make the money work, and that's probably viewed as a negative contract around the league, so that gets a little bit dicey. But if I'm Brooklyn and you can turn Simmons and something else into Collins and Capella, hell yes, you do that. If I'm the Nets here, you probably don't do this, because if you value Ben Simmons the way he was before he stopped playing last year, he really helps your defense out, in which you need some defensive help because it's not great. So yeah, I would be a little hesitant there unless you can land a Capella in this deal, or unless like Simmons just doesn't want to play there, or KD doesn't want to play the Simmons, and you have to cater to KD to make him happy. And I would want a first round pick in this deal possibly, but the Hawks just gave up a lot of firsts for DeJounte Murray, so it would be kind of tough to get. The fourth trade we have here is Donovan Mitchell speeds up the Cavs rebuild. Okay, so I kind of have to get this out if Mitchell's getting traded, because then this is going to be a little bit outdated. But Donovan Mitchell, I saw somebody on Reddit say this, and it wasn't a bad idea. Mitchell and Gay for Sexton and Obagi. See, like, that's where it gets interesting, because I think Obagi has signed his rookie deal, and he can't get traded for, I think, like 60 days. That's, I don't know. But then, like, Wiggins got traded back in 2014, but I think he waited to sign. I don't know. There was something around that. Sexton, it's tough because it's a sign and trade also. Marketing is included a Coro, and holy crap, 2 firsts and 2 swaps. That's a great deal for Utah. I don't think Cleveland should. I mean, you're just giving up a Baji and a Coro, like, or losing Sexton and Markkanen aren't the biggest ends of the world. And I'd probably try to do all I can to keep Baji. If it's a Coro, Markkanen, and Sexton, I would do that. And lastly, we have Suns go all in for Kevin Durant. Holy crap, that's a lot of draft picks. I haven't even read it yet. So Kevin Durant is going to the Suns. You have Mikal Bridges, Cameron Johnson. So this is keeping Aiden, which is kind of incredible. Oh my god. Oh my god. What? What the Oh my god, okay. There's just so many numbers here that I couldn't even like figure out what the hell is going on. So Bridges, Cameron Johnson, and Jay Crowder are the 3 players. You're giving up your 2023, 5, 7, and 9 first round picks. So every other year till the end of the decade. And then you're giving up your 2028 swap, as well as your every second round pick you own from 2023 to 2029. So I don't think there's any stepping rule against second round picks. But holy crap. It's just crazy seeing those numbers floated out there. And in this way, you get to keep Aiden. I mean, he can't technically get traded till I think December. I think he can veto any trade too by then. So, yeah, I would I don't know. Would I do this if I were Brooklyn? I mean, Brooklyn wants to be good since they don't have their picks and they go to the Nets. I'm like, can you build around Mikal Bridges and Ben Simmons? I mean, it's good defensively. I would have wanted Aiden in this trade. And you have Bridges, Simmons, and Aiden to at least build around. Not getting Aiden hurts. Like Crowder, he's a one-off. You probably try to flip him. Cameron Johnson's a good shooter, but you got to pay him soon. And then you're getting, yes, 4 first-round picks, so that helps you out. Like, Paul and KD will not be in the league in 2029, or at least I don't think so. But Booker will still be there. Aiden will still be there. I don't know about in Phoenix, but in the league. The 2028 swap could be something, 2027 first. But if I'm them, I would, like, call up the Pelicans, be like, you don't have to give us this many first, but like give us Brandon Ingram, because I'd rather have Brandon Ingram than Mikal Bridges. So I don't know, something like that. But yeah, those are 5 trades. What was the title of it? That like could actually work. Now, this one is all right. It just depends if Katie's like, I'm not playing with Kyrie, which could happen. I mean, this still makes you somewhat competitive this year. So like that I would put at is more likely. Okay, so I like the Hawks trade. That one's interesting to think about. I don't think this one happens at all. This one's hurting my head just thinking about. I don't think the Cavs would want to give up that much. I don't, but even though like Garland and Mitchell and Mobley and Allen would be insane, so maybe they should. I like that deal with the Hawks. I don't think the Lakers should be giving up 2027 and 9 first for those players. It's just probably not worth it unless you're getting somebody under the age of 30, which you're probably not. Like, if they offered something like that for DeJounte Murray, then I would have done it. Man, I'm really trying to find like the perfect lighting in this room. But yeah, I don't know if I would do it for those guys. And then I just don't know if the Nets would say yes to this. Like, you got to throw in a first. And then maybe we could think about that one. So yeah, that was going to be for me. Hope you guys did enjoy. Drop a like if you did. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.